here on the TOS podcast, we're big on mental health, man. We're big on mental health, and we know that it's now starting to become a big thing in society. Mental health, anxiety, depression. It wasn't always, especially in our community, right? It's not always something that's talked about. And we kind of touched on this like last episode about, how we the black community, we need therapy for a lot of things that we go through. So
badly too.
And I kind of want to make this like a recurring theme here on this show, right? Let's have a mental health check-in, bro. Let's have a mental check-in. How have you been? Let's make it not even just in this podcast. Let's make it something that is common that we ask each other. Because I could say, "How are you?" and you could just tell me, "Good." You know what I'm saying? But if I ask you, "Nah, for real, like, how are you?" You know what I'm saying? How is your mental? I feel like I get the real answer. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your mental looking like right now, bro? What's your mental looking like? How are you right now?
I'm gonna do a little rate. I'm a little scale on this one too.
All right.
Out of 10, I think I'm at a solid 7.
Okay.
7, and
That's not too
I don't.
bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've been in a really good place lately. First and foremost, I would say like the New Year's resolution. I've really been sticking to my diet.
Very nice.
This is the diet, but the fried fish, I've been trying to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Water, working out. Bro, I lost 20 pounds, bro.
You look good, bro.
I lost 20 pounds.
You look good, bro.
I appreciate it. Like 20. I'm honestly, I'm getting on the scale and I'm like, I've never seen this number.
Yeah.
Wow, like probably since like freshman year of college. So I'm like, oh my freaking gosh. So, getting ready for my fiance, her sister's wedding. So I'm, my B-Day coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm just like, it's exciting, and it's only going up from here. So that always kind of is going to be the end all be all. Then I want to say, like, other than that, work's been stressful.
This man got 2 jobs.
Yeah,
bro.
It's
Shout out to come on, man. This man got 2 jobs and he makes time to come in here and be with us on this podcast, bro. Shout out to you.
This is definitely a priority, bro. Like I said,
Yeah.
something that you love to do. That's definitely going to help with your mental health. You got to make it a priority. I don't care what it is. So, 2 jobs, definitely stressful, but things are moving smoothly right now. So I'm gonna just keep on pushing and go from there. But 7 out of 10 overall.
7 out of 10.
Can't really complain too much right now.
How is that? So kind of talk before I give my answer, right? Talk to me about that, right? Talk to me about how, because you have a fiance, right? You got to spend time with her. You have these 2 jobs too, and I know that you're the type of dude not to just half do stuff. You're gonna put your 100% into what you're doing, right? So you got 100% put into your fiance, 100% put into work. You put your 100% into this podcast. How when do you find time for yourself, or is it hard to kind of talk to us about like that process for you?
It definitely is. It definitely is hard. The best word I would say is it's challenging, but you're not gonna have anyone in your corner that's just gonna be there and just listen to your pity and like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Hey, wake up a little earlier. Try to stay up a little later. You want to try to do everything you can, but you got to realize too, like you're only one person. Yeah. So I try to wake up and get a little extra done there, or try to stay later in the office there, and I try to. And honestly, anytime I'm a big gamer. Gaming is the one. I bust y'all in Madden.
No, he don't.
I'm gonna bust all of y'all in Madden.
He don't want that work.
But like trying to find time to game, work out, be with my lady, it's definitely really, really hard, but you have to be to a schedule as well. Like, you got to be at work at this time. You got to try to leave work at this time to make it to your second job. Once your second job is over, you got to, come home, eat dinner. If you had a rough day, you might want to play the game for a little bit. Right. So it's just, you got to really keep a schedule and just communicate with the people around you. Like, with my baby girl, hey, I want to play the game a little bit this day. Yeah. Let me have time for that. We'll make it up. Hey, y'all, I got to pack. We're going to do the podcast on this day. So I just know how to move my days around.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. And I heard Kobe, that's kind of like the same mentality that I heard Kobe talk about in his book. Just talking about, listen, like, I have a family. I love to play this game of basketball. There's some things that I'm going to have to sacrifice. And his biggest thing that he sacrificed was sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was up at 3 a.m. in the morning, going to the gym, putting work in, coming back to, take his kids to school type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, if you are passionate about something, you got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice your time. You're going to have to sacrifice some money. And you also need to know that you have people around you that are going to support you and are going to understand your sacrifice, but, you know, especially in the instance of a significant other that is going to sacrifice too, right?
Wait, are we comparing myself to Kobe? I'm joking. Because that's cat.
Bro, you got a similar mentality,
Look,
brother.
I'm telling you.
Listen, you do, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I would say one thing I think is helpful, and this is real right here. I think one thing that's helpful when you do have a lot going on is if you have someone that you can look across the room from, a friend, family member, and you could be like, they on the same type time as me. And I when I look at this man, I mean, I know he grinding. I know he got a lot going on. He got his main job, got his podcast, wife, baby on the way. He got a lot of stuff going on. And again, it's just like, man, I know that man is doing all he can, you know, and he's not the one that's calling me every day, you know, complaining about A, B, C, and D. So it does mentally help me, and it motivates me when I see someone else I know personally kind of going through the same type of, you know, obstacles and struggles, and you're like, yo, we gonna overcome this regardless of what's going on.
And I think you made a good point, bro. Like, nobody cares about your pity party, bro. You know,
nobody, man. I'm telling you.
If you can complain and you could cry and moan, but the only person that cares is you and maybe some people in your inner circle. Other than that, everybody else got their own things that they're dealing with. So either you gonna suck it up and you know, continue to put in the work, or you gonna fold.
Yeah, and I'm never gonna be the one to like. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna understand where you're coming from, but I'm just gonna be like, hey, bro, like,
what's the solution?
Exactly. What's the solution? Because I'm not gonna be in your corner like, dang, for real, man. Don't let them do that. I'm like, yo, okay, put it to the side. I'm all about positivity. We moving on.
Yeah,
bigger and better things.
Some tough love sometimes.
I'm telling you, but nah, bro. What about you, bro? How your mental health been lately? You got a lot going on.
It ain't been as good as the 7, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's real.
It's my mental health. I say it's around 3 or 4. And I think and this is why, right? I think I've gotten to a place to where I'm just frustrated. You know, I put in a lot of work over these past couple of years, whether it be with music, whether it be with this podcast, whether it be whatever it is, right? Just the things that I'm really passionate about, and I don't feel like I'm seeing the return on investment. Yeah. And I'm just
that too.
The process is taking longer than I would like, and just being frustrated, right? On top of, you know, it's outside of, you know, doing the things that I'm passionate about, like you said, you know, working a job, having a wife, the pressure of me knowing that I have a kid on the way and I have to provide financially. I need to make sure that we have a place to live that's going to be enough space for my son and be enough space for our little dog that we have to run around and things like that.
Shout out enough.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, and then sometimes I think, you know, maybe I should be farther along than I am right now, right? So just a lot of frustration, and you know, and during this time I mean, Alice can really attest to this. I haven't really been talking to anybody. I just kind of keep to myself. Don't really text or call anybody. I just kind of keep to myself and try to figure things out for myself. Now, I know that isn't healthy, but you know, that's just kind of how I deal with things. So
yeah.
That's
and I mean, and as bros, again, like we passed the friend phase and the, you know, family. Like we really bros. Like I'll take my shirt off my back for this dude. You know, that hurts. You know, me hearing that hurts. As a friend, a loved one, I'm just like, yo, I should have sensed that. I should have, you know. And the phone works both ways. And so I'm that person as well sometimes, where I'm not always going to be the first one reaching out. You know, so sometimes I need others to reach out and check on me. And we were doing that for some point in time as well. But you know, since then a lot has gone on. But you know, we gonna get back on track.
I don't want you to take that to heart. I know. Listen, everybody got a lot of things going on, right? Yeah. Everybody got a lot of things going on, and I think that if you need support, ask for it. And I need to, in all honesty, I need to do a better job of asking for the support. Yeah. You know, I still am kind of childlike in that, to where I'll let things just sit and fester until I explode. And you know, it happened to me the other day. I just let things sit and fester to the points where I called my parents, or we were texting, and I just kind of exploded on them. And the good thing about that is they didn't take it to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just need to like let it out on a bro and maybe cuss them out or whatever you need to do, right? And them just be like, you know what? I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at you for saying what you said. I get it, bro. Like just listen to you. So yeah, and I think the other thing too, is I become a lot, and I was talking about this with somebody the other day, but and I see why people get like addicted to stuff, bro. Like, I'm being honest, we're gonna be open today.
Okay, be very
we're gonna
open.
be open to change. I see why people get like addicted to like drugs. I see why people get addicted to alcohol, because life is hard, bro. Like, life is hard. Bills.
Lots of words right now, boy.
Bro, like, it's just, life is hard, and it hits at so many different angles. And once you feel like you've gotten over one hump, something else like just comes and hits you, bro. And I understand why people do that, because like sometimes I get into modes to where like I get so comfortable with stress relief that I forget about, you know, my responsibilities as a husband. I forget about my responsibilities as a man.
Yeah.
Because I'm so consumed with like, let me just relieve my stress, right? Let me go play video games for hours. Let me, you know, have a drink or two and, you know, just forget about stuff, or let me smoke something or whatever. Like, it's just real, bro. Like, and I can't fall in love with stress relief so much. Like, there's a good way to do stress relief, and then there's some unhealthy ways, right? And I think a lot of times I defer more to unhealthy ways, and I need to learn some more healthy ways to cope with my emotions and things I feel.
And the one thing I want people to realize too is like, there is no time limit for learning yourself.
Facts.
I mean, we can be, you know, 26 turning 27 in a couple weeks.
Dang.
They kept Hart joint. Damn. I guess I kind of walked myself into that one, I guess.
No, I've been waiting to do that. I was thinking about this. I was like, his birthday coming up, and he's going to say something like that, and I'm going to do the Kevin Hart thing. And if I had my moment.
Should have gave that look.
I had to do it.
All right, look, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. But
bro,
it comes down to the fact, like, that, like, I don't really know what he was talking about. Like, I don't know the best ways to kind of, you know, stress relieve. I know it, like playing a video game, working out. Other than that, you know,
working
like
healthy,
it is. But like, you know, reading my book is kind of just clears my mind, and I want to find some more productive ways, because I feel like when I'm on the game, it's so fun, but it's like I'm not doing nothing to really better myself, other than talking trash to people and cooking them in Madden. But you know, that's not doing nothing for me. But I would say like I'm not going to say it's like oddly satisfying. This is just being real.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you're overstressed and you got so much stuff going on, and like you said, like you're adulting now. You got bills, and them bills knocking every 30 days. So it's just like when you're doing things A, B, C, D, E, F, G, more things are coming on top of each other, and you really feel as though like you're in this alone sometimes. Like you're like, young, I'm the only one going through this. Like no one else is going through what I'm going through. Yeah. But that right there, like, we haven't talked in weeks. I can realize that we're going through the same stuff, you know? So it's like, yes, does it suck hearing that someone I love, one of my bros, is going through the same thing? Yes. But does it help me knowing that, all right, cool, we're going through the same thing? Let's talk. Yeah. Let's bounce ideas off each other. Let's just have a conversation. Because sometimes just having that simple conversation about, yeah, bro, like, I'm stressed. Yeah, bills is crazy, and, you know, life is crazy. It gives me a sense of relief knowing that I'm not the only person going through that. And that can give me a little extra motivation, you know, next time to, I don't know, go to the gym at 6 a.m.
Right.
And I could probably hit him up like, yo, bro, I went to the gym. And he's like, oh, yeah, me too, bro. So it's just like, oddly enough, that energy can feed off each other and could, you know, snowball effect into something else.
Yeah. And I think, and even the thing that I appreciate this about him, I appreciate this about some of my other bros, is that we can go, you know, weeks without talking. We can go sometimes months without talking. I hope we don't, you know, obviously, but, you know, everybody has stuff going on. But when we do come together, it's like we don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like we was just talking yesterday. So I appreciate those type of friendships and those type of brothers, because those are the type of relationships that stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
You need.
Yeah, you need those.
Young, I'm telling you. Like I said, like OJ, that's my, like, I remember, like, that's every time we could be a month or two. Like, he just had a crazy busy month. Came back, bro, everything just hopped back like it was normal. Yeah. And that's something that, again, like, if you notice that, don't forget it. because I have a lot of bros, a lot of friends who literally we go a couple weeks, couple months without talking. We talk again. It's just like, hey, you know, my name's Alex. My name's Anu. What's your name, buddy? You know, it's weird. My name's Anu. Yeah, you know. Shout out to my boy Chaz. You know, I know he tuning in right now. Bro. That's a real bro right there. Like every time, don't matter.
Every time I talk to Chaz, bro, he's like our biggest supporter, bro. Like I didn't even think that he like would. I wouldn't say that. I knew he was gonna tune in, but like he be hitting us up on the weekly, like, "Hey, bro, that podcast was tough. Hey, Trey, that song you dropped, man, that's fire." Like, I'm telling you, always tuned in, bro.
And that's something that we never gonna overlook.
Nah, never. Nah, that's some great support right there. But we needed that. I feel like I needed that.
Like I said, we bros, bro. Like I don't want to see no one go through, you know, stressing and what we've gone through. But the one thing I'm gonna say is, bro, don't matter how. You know, don't start comparing your life to others. Right. I know you've never done that. I've known you for. I mean, I've known this man when literally we used to have FaceTime dates between my lady.
I didn't even know him in person.
I'm telling you, we talked for a whole year every Sunday at like 6 p.m. because you know we had a time difference.
Was this like during COVID? It had to be.
Yes, it was. It was
like a little bit out of COVID and COVID. Yeah,
and we was just on FaceTime dates and just catching up on FaceTime, and then we flew out here, and that's all she wrote. But, you know, just don't ever get too down on yourself because, again, any day you wake up and you get a chance to open your eyes and breathe, like that's really all that really matters. Right. You know, everything else will fall into place. You have the right mindset. You have the right team behind you. You have the right family and the bros behind you. Yeah. Just don't ever give up and just keep on pushing because I promise you, man, no matter how many times you get knocked down, you're always going to see some sunlight and you're going to get back up.
Preach
and I'm telling you, boy.
Preach
I've been through a lot. I know I ain't been through the worst. I ain't been through the worst yet, but I'm fight every day. Ain't no stopping Anu.
It's good stuff. I think the last thing I'll add, and we can move on, is you gotta trust the process but embrace the process. And embracing the process is embracing every part of it. The ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the nights where you feel like you're alone, the nights where you're crying in tears, you know, the happy moments. It's like what do I do next? All of those moments, embrace it. You know, even though I'm, you know, like I said, I'm bad at 3 or 4 mentally. You know, this helps, and I feel like, you know, eventually we're gonna get to the other side. Yeah. Like the podcast, you know what I'm saying? You know, we go get to
that was tough. I ain't gonna cap to you. That was tough. We gonna get to the other side.
We gonna get to
the other side. I like that. But we gonna get right for sure. And like I said, I guarantee you, next time we hop on this podcast and I'm
gonna be feeling
start
like
doing exactly. It's gonna be better than the 304. I tell you that much.
Let's get it.
Maybe a 6.7. You know, like that fish.
Yes.
Who knows?